Morning students, we'll continue with our lecture. So we'll start with Windows 8. Priorly we had completed the types of Windows versions, that is DOS and so on, until Windows 7 we had completed. Now we will start with Windows 8. So Windows 8, just a short introduction of Windows 8, then we'll start these features. So for that, Windows 8 is a Microsoft operating system and that was released in 2012. So Windows 8 was developed in the year 2012, and it's somewhere a upgradation of Windows NT OS family. So new technology family it is. It's not the older version update. Then Windows 8 represents a major departure from previous versions of Windows because it is based on Metro design language, which facilitates you a touchscreen UI and similar to the ones found in mobile phones, tablet computers. Microsoft Surface tablet released in 2013 runs Windows 8. So generally till Windows 7 there was the same graphic which was there, but Windows 8 is somewhere a transmission between your two different GUIs, that is graphical user interface, because the general design GUI is there till Windows 7, but Windows 8 has a touchscreen GUI. It has a Metro interface. Icons are replaced by tabs. There are certain moving tabs and everything. So the total GUI is different. So they have said that it's a major departure from the previous. So they have left all those upgradations and they have found out a new interface technology. Next is the basic version of Windows 8 suitable for most users, work with touchscreen devices as well as traditional keyboard and mouse systems. So nowadays people using Windows 8 have generally the systems of touchscreen. They have laser mouse, they have different traditional keyboards, connected LED keyboards, Bluetooth keyboards likewise, and your Windows 8 works similar as your mobile phones, smartphones, or we can say tablet computers, or they work very useful on Microsoft Surface tablets. That is, just on one click they can access the operating system. Then a version called Windows RT supports the ARM processor architecture. So another version, Windows 8 Pro, is aimed at business and technical professions. So Windows 8 Pro is used by Windows professional and technical professionals also for encryption, that is two-way security, virtualization, making a virtual reality system, then PC management, that is computer system management, and domain connectivity. Domain connectivity is LAN, or globally connecting, or externally and internally connecting the system for working on in the organization. Then Windows 8 screen is tile based. Tile based means you will have different tiles. Tiles is square shape icons, and those icons are moving icons. They will not be, you don't have to double click on it every time. Then tile representing a specific app. So every tile, every box will be specifying an application. Then the taskbar has no start button. So in Windows 8 their taskbar does not has a start button, although users can bring up a start screen by touching and clicking the lower left corner of the display. So suppose this is your screen, so I will just click here on the lower left corner so that my start menu pops up. There is no start button on the Windows 8 application operating system. Windows 8 release preview contains in Metro version. So it's a Metro version, as I said priorly also. It's developed in Metro design. So all the things are, you will feel that the icons are moving, or somewhere a realistic feel is there in that. And version of Internet Explorer 10. So Windows also requires Internet Explorer. It has by default operating system Windows, but the by default operating system is Internet Explorer. But now in Windows 8 you require Internet Explorer version also, that is 10 version, which will run on that Windows 8, along with the apps for news, sports and travel. So there are many apps for news reading the news, then sports and travel, everything is there. The applications are also present in Windows 8. It also offers an updated Windows Explorer. Yes, as they said that it requires Internet Explorer 8, 10. So that is the reason Windows Explorer is also upgraded. An updated task manager. You have an updated task manager, that is ongoing activities will be shown on the task manager. The task manager is at the right hand side left bottom corner. Then picture password capability in anything. If you want to open, if you want to set password, you can set passwords for it. So now when after those all the things, we will see for the features. Now these were the extra add-on upgradations what I have told you. Now I will tell you what are the features of Windows 8. So the major features of basic Windows 8 OS in addition to the ones noted include upgrades from Windows 7. So obviously a new version coming is a upgradation of the older version, that you keep in mind. The first one, upgrade from Windows 7. Again it's a Windows Store because it's a Windows family OS, so it's a Windows Store. Connected standby. Connected standby means you can use n number of applications and you can lock the system. You log off, you restart it, you keep it logging and then work somewhere else. Connected standby is there. Microsoft account. Again it's a Microsoft family, so it requires a Microsoft configuration. Language switching on the fly. So language switching on the fly is preferable language you can select. It is not compulsory you go with English only. Windows update. So it's a different update, a major departure from the previous version and a newer version which is coming. Windows Defender, that is it has its own anti-malware program. Support for multiple displays. You can open 2 to 3 displays at a time, that is it divides the screens as it's a touch screen support. Mobile broadband capability. So it can work on mobile phones also, that Windows 8 runs on mobile phones also properly. Reset and refresh. There are functions of resetting the applications and refreshing the new ones is also possible in Windows 8. Next version is after Windows 8, Windows CE. So Windows CE also officially known officially as Windows Embedded Compact or Windows Embedded CE post version 6.0 and sometimes abbreviated WinCE. So Embedded Compact can be termed as Windows CE. So is an operating system developed by Microsoft for minimalist computers and embedded systems. So let me tell you what is embedded system. So embedded system is a combination of your hardware and software for connecting a component to run an application. Means suppose if I take an air conditioner, that is your AC. If I take an AC requires some hardware connections as well as it requires the software. So whenever you click something, the temperature gets set. Whenever you increase the temperature, it gets increased. So there is a certain software which will catch the words and work according to the hardware so that you get an proper output. So that means I have an hardware, I have an software, and I am combining those hardware and software together so that I make an embedded system to work properly. So that is called as embedded system. So Windows CE generally works for Microsoft small computers, that is your tablets, PCs, laptops, everything, and the embedded systems also. So these Windows CE operating system can be used for embedded systems as well. So what are the features? Features of Windows CE is optimized for devices that have minimal storage. So normal storage, those have extended storage is not possible for Windows CE. A Windows CE kernel may run under a megabyte of memory. So it can only run in MBs, not in GBs. Devices are often configured without disk storage. So in Windows CE, devices are not configured with disk, they are without disk, and may be configured as a closed system that does not allow any end user extension. So end user accessing cannot be done, only a particular processing can be done onto Windows CE operating system. Windows CE conforms the definition of real-time operating system with deterministic interrupt latency. So it can work with the help of real-time operating system also, because the deterministic interrupt latency is always there because people are not using it as end user extension. Next is a distinctive feature of Windows CE compared to other Microsoft operating system is that large parts of it are offered in source code form. So many Windows CE content is being found out in the source code format only. So that is the one distinctive feature about, because any other operating system sorting cannot be done using a source code. So that is the reason a source code format can be given use of Windows CE over the processing. Next is Windows 10. So Windows 10 is basically a current version or the ongoing version we can talk about, and there are many things to talk about Windows 10. And basically I have jotted down all the important things what I felt were, but if you wish you can go with other information, the current information as well. So Windows 10 is the latest computer operating system developed by Microsoft as a part of the Windows NT family of operating system. So as it's a new technology, it will be included in the Windows NT family operating system. First presented in April 2014 at the Build conference, released on July 29, 2015. So the first representation of Windows 10 was done in April 2014 at the Build conference and was bought or released on July 2015, that is July 29, 15. It is currently in public beta testing through the Windows Insider program. So it's a testing process was going on in 2015. During its year of availability, upgrades to Windows 10 will be offered at no charge for consumer users of genuine Windows 7 and 8.1. So those who are using Windows 7 or 8.1 will get an upgraded version directly of Windows 10 with free of charge. And Microsoft chose to skip Windows 9 as a way of suggesting discontinuity with the earlier versions and Windows 8 in a particular rather than incremental change. So what did they do after Windows 8 and CE? They directly released Windows 10. They skipped Windows 9 because they wanted to discontinue the older features of Windows and wanted to somewhere bring into consideration a new technology into the graphic world. And that is the reason 8 was also somewhere they did not wanted to increment in 8 also. They wanted something newer in 10. Next is the familiar start menu, which had replaced by live tiles in Windows 8 is back. Again Windows 10 has start menu, which was discontinued in Windows 8. The Metro interface with its live tiles is accessible from a panel to the right of the start menu. So once that tiles also are possible in Windows 10, but that is possible with the help of a start button. If you right click on the start button with the help of mouse, that tiles are again viewed. Users can toggle between touchscreen and keyboard interface on devices that offer both. So in Windows 10 you can go for touchscreen as well if you have a touchscreen system. If you do not have a touchscreen system, that is, you can go with the normal keyboard devices or external output devices also. So it is both way accessible, that is touchscreen as well as on devices. So it is multi-platform. The OS runs on desktops, laptops, smartphones, tablets and embedded devices. So these Windows 10 OS works on every particular we can say ways, that is desktops. It can work on normal computers, it can work on laptops, it can work on your normal smartphones, that is your Android, your Windows phones, your Apple phones, everywhere. Then you have tablets and embedded devices. So embedded devices also can work with Windows 10. Tablets, your normal tabs, can also work on Windows 10. The final release is expected to detect touch keyboard input and seamlessly switch apps from one to another. So nowadays that is also possible using Windows 10. Integrated search makes it possible for users to search for all local locations as the web. So this is integrity between users and search operations, what they do on the application. Next is support. It has containerization capabilities, allow administrators to manage and secure applications and data on both user-owned and company-owned devices. So containerization is storing the data using which allows the administrator to manage and secure applications. So administrator has a total control overall to manage and secure applications, to store the data as well as to access the data from both the sides, that is user owned and the company owned. When released in late 2015, Windows 10 should be single operating system that supports a full range of micro devices, mobile, tablet, embedded laptop and desktop systems, along with the full spectrum of peripheral devices. So it has a control over everything. It works on all the we can say sections of technology. The intention is to provide a universal OS for all user types. So giving a full control over all the user access can be given by Windows 10. So that was the actual reason why it was developed. Intention was that only. Microsoft developers have focused on three principal areas of for Windows 10. So while developing or while creating Windows 10, there were three main features on which the focus was made. That is interface. They should have a catchy, very smooth interface. Then security, high maintained security level should be there, and manageability. People should be able to manage their work back and forth with the help of this OS. Support for BitLocker encryption is expanded to protect data anywhere as it moves between systems, storage devices, email or cloud services. So BitLocker is a type of encryption system which will secure your data, whether it is used by any other system over LAN. Its storage is being accessible, but the data manageability and security authorization should also be there. The goal is to improve data security to help support a workforce using a proliferation of mobile devices in bringing your own device programs. So there was a actual reason to help improve data security, and for that the mobile devices were brought with a program called as BYOD, which stands for bring your own device and access that operating system with on your own, which is done. Next is Symbian OS. Now Symbian is another type of OS. Why it is being developed, we'll see. Symbian is an operating system designed for mobile devices, smartphones with associated libraries, user interface, frameworks, reference implementation of common tools originally developed by Symbian Limited. So Symbian OS was designed for smartphones and mobile devices, and as well it has a user interface, it has its own framework. Now see, framework is for accessing or making a platform on which your OS can run. So that is the reason you require a framework. Then implementation of common tools. The common tools used for implementation originally developed by Symbian Limited. In 2008, the former Symbian Software Limited was acquired by Nokia. So Symbian software was somewhere acquired by Nokia, and a new independent non-profit organization called Symbian Foundation was established. So as takeover was done by Nokia, that is the reason Symbian Foundation was established, so that they could make a non-profit organization for new independent softwares like this. Next is Palm OS. Palm OS is the computer operating system that provides a software platform for the Palm series of handheld personal digital assistants made by Palm Inc. So Palm, Palm Industries, what they did is organization. They did a Palm OS functioning with the help of software platform for what mobile devices or PDAs, that is personal digital assistant. According to Palm, Palm OS was designed from the beginning to fit into a palm size device. So palm size means what? The thing which actually is handed over in your palm, that is in your hand, and so that you can access it with catching in your hand, that is called as palm device. So palm size. And Palm OS uses multitasking, but only one task is for application. So backend it processes many more tasks, but here in one time one application can only be seen on the screen. So next is supporting utilities. So what are the utilities? First is data backup. You can back up the data whichever you are using, whichever you are browsing, whichever you are storing into your storage. So backup requires whenever you delete or reset any value. So backup is the first utility of IT resource. Second is antivirus. Any person intruding your data is not good. So malicious, if you want to prevent from malicious attacks, you require antivirus. Auto updations of antivirus features are also there in the newer versions of Windows. Then next is firewall. Firewall is a private network which is set between your internet and your normal antivirus. For firewalls can be implemented in both hardware and software for security. Then unauthorized internet users cannot access your actual data. They will directly talk to the firewall, and firewall will prevent a proper secure connection. Next is spyware. They are the programs that secretly record what you do on your computer, called spyware. Spy is something hidden. That is the reason they have given a name spyware. They can be used for some perfectly legitimate purposes. For the majority of spyware is malicious. So spywares are malicious. They can be accessed by somebody. So that is the reason they are hidden. Screensavers. Nowadays you can do screenshots. Screen saving, displaying screen can be taken as an image and can be stored in your this systems. So screensavers were originally developed to prevent ghosting, the permanent etching of a pattern on a display screen. So for prevention of attacks, that is virus attacks, we can somewhere have screensavers so that data cannot be encrypted. And these screensavers fill the display with an image or animation until the user enters a password. So screensavers were given for a reason, so that until and unless it only pops up the screensaver, until and unless the user confirms with the current actual password, that window will not go up for existence. It will be there till the correct password is being entered. So with this we have ended up with our chapter 4. And if you have any doubts regarding this chapter, you can ask in the group and I'll send the attendance. Please fill the attendance. Thank you.